Future's blood brother sitting in a cell while Future celebrates a $100 million catalog deal already sounds crazy, but the truth behind it goes way deeper than people realize. This isn't just a simple case of family drifting apart. People have been whispering about jealousy, pressure, and even rumors that someone might be dropped information just to avoid getting pulled into the crew's mess. Nobody is saying it outright, but those leaked files paint a rough picture. While Future was living in a Miami mansion, dripping in diamonds, and flying out on luxury trips, his own brother Casino was running heavy operations behind the scenes.
Both of his dudes in FBG got caught by the police in trap spots. That's a little bit confusing to me, Chad. One guy basically just liquidated like his musical fame, got $100 million, and he's spending buying this, that, and third, tricking on women, doing whatever he does. And then the rest of the team, they're keep getting caught in drug spots. That's kind of confusing. Ain't that confusing, Chad?
This wasn't small-time activity. Casino was running full trap spots and sitting on 21 kilos of serious product, all hidden inside an Airbnb that had been turned into a complete stash house. When the feds came crashing in, they weren't guessing or searching. They walked in reading straight from paperwork like they already had the whole layout mapped out. And here's the part the internet barely touches. We've got the federal documents. We've got the press conference quotes. And we've got the side of the story nobody likes saying out loud. People keep asking why Future never pulled his own brother out of the streets once he blew up. But the truth behind that question is way darker than anyone expects. Inside FBG, the pressure wasn't just heavy, it was toxic. Fake loyalty, quiet resentment, and long-running tension had been brewing for years. Once you line up the timeline from young Scooter's tragedy, to Casino's federal case, to the money problems running through the family, it stops looking like outside enemies and starts looking like a dynasty crumbling from within. Atlanta has been whispering about this for a reason. So let's set the scene properly. We're diving into real family tension that's been eating away at one of Atlanta's biggest rap families from the inside. And once you see the receipts, you won't look at any of this the same again. What Future chose to do, and what he chose not to do, ended up shaping the entire chain of events that led straight to this federal case.
We believe that Diaz's connection to California is significant because we know, as mentioned earlier, the Mexican drug cartels smuggle fentanyl into our country over the southwest border.
And once we break down this investigation, the choices, the connections, and how every move lined up, you start seeing the pattern clear as day. None of this was random. This was a slow-motion crash everyone watched but nobody stopped. People online been talking about Future's brother getting snatched by the feds for weeks, but most of them only saw the headlines and gossip pages. You know how it goes, folks repeat things they don't really understand. But what we're dealing with here is paperwork, timestamps, and statements straight from federal hands. So we separate the truth from the street talk. The federal complaint lays everything out with zero confusion. November 2025, around 10 p.m. That's the exact moment everything flipped for the Wilburn family. Rekoy B. Casino, Future's blood brother and the man running FBG's ground-level operations, was posted up in a Forest Park Airbnb. When the feds rolled in, it wasn't just cops, it was FBI, DEA, and Homeland Security, all hitting the same door. They weren't guessing. They came with search warrants ready, like they were turning the final page of a story they'd been following for months. This wasn't coincidence. This wasn't bad timing. And it definitely wasn't neighborhood noise. This was part of Operation Take Back America, a nationwide sweep targeting organizations moving heavy product across multiple states. They had intel, they had tracking, they had surveillance, everything lined up. And Casino was sitting right in the center of it without realizing how deep the case already ran. And don't get it twisted, this wasn't a small stash. They recovered 21 kilos of fentanyl, that's 46 pounds of something the feds treat like a weapon. That amount alone is enough to wipe out entire cities. This wasn't street-level danger. This was federal-level destruction.
They poison our community, but they have second-order effects and spillover effects like addiction, like overdose, like violent crime in our community.
So the government wasn't playing at all. They stepped into that Airbnb like they already had a blueprint of what was sitting behind that bedroom door. To understand how serious this was, picture this. Investigators publicly stated that the amount of product in that house was enough to take out millions of people. That's the kind of quantity that makes the government treat you like a national threat, not just another street dealer moving weight for profit. And it didn't stop there. The Airbnb was basically a mini operation center, nearly $500,000 worth of product, $380,000 in clean cash stacked in bundles, money counters on the table, vacuum sealers running, tools everywhere, and a Glock 19 sitting loaded and ready. This wasn't a hobby or a side hustle. This was a full-blown distribution hub hiding in plain sight. But here's where everything gets complicated and starts making people ask real questions. Future had just secured almost $100 million 2 years before all this went down. So why were his closest people still taking reckless, life-ending risks like nothing had changed? This doesn't look like a random arrest. It looks like a pattern that has been forming around Future ever since that massive payday hit his account. The street's been whispering for years, and cases like this are exactly why. Young Scooter losing his life in 2020 after a situation spiraled out of control. Other free band members popping up in police documents over different incidents. And now Future's own brother staring down a life sentence with no parole. While Future's on Instagram posting private jets, luxury trips, and island vacations. From the outside, the picture already looks bad. But the truth underneath it looks even worse. So let's rewind. In 2022, Future sold his entire music catalog to influence media partners for somewhere between $65 and $75 million. That's not normal rap money. That's generational wealth type money. That's the kind of bag that changes an entire bloodline in one generation. This wasn't a tour bag. This wasn't a feature check. This was ownership money, the type that places you in a different financial universe altogether.
Coming from the cartel and these organizations, it's coming from a source coming into the country and then distributed on a local level in these communities like Athens, like Macon in the Middle District of Georgia, hitting the street and then being distributed by gangs and local distributors. And that flow of drugs, that's not an opinion, that's a fact. You can trace the pattern, and that's how drugs flow through our community.
As soon as that money dropped, Future went straight for a $16 million Miami mansion sitting right on the water. This wasn't some regular celebrity house, this was top-tier luxury. Panoramic views, insane architecture, rooms built like hotel suites. The kind of place that screams, I made it. I'm out of the trenches forever. But even that wasn't the end of it. After that catalog bag, Future started spending like somebody who hit the biggest jackpot in Atlanta. And honestly, he basically did. But here's where the story actually gets interesting. Freebands wasn't just a label, it was the family structure, the inner circle, the foundation. Casino wasn't just another artist on the roster. He was Future's real brother, same bloodline, same household, same history. He was the one handling day-to-day operations when Future was on the road. While Future was moving from city to city on tour, Casino was in Atlanta keeping the name Freebands active, making sure the streets still felt the presence. And in neighborhoods where loyalty is the only currency that matters, the rule has always been simple: if one person eats, everybody eats. You don't make it out and leave the people who held you down stuck in dangerous environments. You don't climb to the top and leave your closest ones facing the same struggles, the same risks, the same traps. But that's exactly where the tension starts. Because while Future upgraded into luxury mansions and million-dollar lifestyle changes, Casinos stayed in the same spaces, dealing with the same pressure, running the same operations that eventually put him in front of federal agents holding paperwork for a life sentence.
Profit the most from that distribution are often not in our country, and they're profiting, making the most money out of it. That's the problem.
Blood family is supposed to be the first ones lifted out of the struggle, but Future's situation was twisted from the start. Because he didn't just touch money, he touched extreme wealth. The kind of wealth that ends street risks forever. The kind of wealth that should have retired every dangerous move happening around him. But according to the federal complaint, yes, the official paperwork, this wasn't a random bust. The feds weren't guessing. They had been watching this operation for a long time. Undercover surveillance, intercepted calls, confidential sources feeding them details. This was a planned takedown of what they believed was a major supply network. And they executed it like they already knew exactly what they would find. Now picture this. November 14th, around 10 p.m. Federal agents roll up to that Forest Park Airbnb deep with a tactical team. Outside, they spot two cars, one under Casino's name, and the other under a guy named David Diaz from California with zero connection to Georgia. That alone raised eyebrows. Out-of-state cars at a stash spot. Never innocent. As soon as the agents moved in to execute the warrant, Casino and a woman tried slipping out the side door. But let's keep it real. Casino was not built for sprinting through dark backyards at night. They caught him almost immediately. He had about $4,000 cash in his pocket when they detained him. Then the feds stepped inside. And everything they found confirmed every suspicion they'd been tracking for months. Right there in the kitchen, on the stove, inside duffel bags, 17 kilograms of suspected fentanyl bricks, all wrapped tight. Some bricks even had designer logos stamped on them, including Louis Vuitton. That's how wild this was. Suppliers stamping luxury logos onto something deadly, branding poison like it's a high-end product. And the irony, Future out here rocking real Louis Vuitton bags, while his brother was sitting on LV-stamped bricks of fentanyl. That contrast alone tells you how twisted this situation truly was. But the drugs weren't even the detail that made investigators look sideways. Inside the Airbnb, agents found $300,000 in rubber-banded stacks spread around another dollar. $80,000 stuffed inside a designer bag that's a total of $380,000 believed to be straight profit, plus money counters, plus vacuum sealers. The kind of equipment only people moving real weight keep around. But here's the part that people keep ignoring. This goes way beyond Casino's arrest. This fits into a pattern that's been surrounding FBG ever since Future blew up into full superstar status. This wasn't an isolated mistake. This wasn't random. This was the latest chapter in a messy, long-brewing situation around loyalty, pressure, and the dark side of success.
One of the most heartbreaking parts of this whole situation is young Scooter's death back in 2020. Rest in peace to him. What happened to him wasn't just tragic, it could have been avoided if the right help and support were available. Here's the real story of how Scooter lost his life. He was inside a trap house when someone made a false police call. When the cops arrived, Scooter panicked and tried to run. He jumped a fence, but a metal stake caught his leg and tore through a major artery. He passed away on the spot because of the bleeding. These are the kinds of situations people escape when they have steady income, safe places to stay, and a real plan to get out of the streets. What makes everything even crazier is that Future basically predicted all of this in his music. In one of his tracks he said, "Feds did a sweep." And in the video, Casino was right there with stacks of cash, living that lifestyle like it was normal. But eventually the real feds did sweep through. And now Casino is staring at a possible life sentence for a fentanyl distribution conspiracy. It's just like the exact scenes from the music videos came back around and hit in real life. Now here's what Casino is really facing. A conspiracy charge for possessing and planning to distribute fentanyl, especially with 21 kilograms involved, is massive. These aren't charges that add up slowly. They stack hard. Federal mandatory minimums alone can put a person away forever. And with fentanyl treated like a national crisis, prosecutors go even harder when the case involves large amounts. And before anyone tries to say this all happened because Future left his people, it might not be that simple. Maybe he tried to pull them out and they didn't want to leave the street life. Maybe personal issues created distance. Maybe family problems split everyone apart. We don't know what went on privately. But when you look at the pattern, Scooter gone, Casino facing life, other FBG members in trouble, it shows a picture of one person making it out while the rest stayed trapped in dangerous cycles. Now let us talk about the money, because $70 million in real ownership wealth is enough to transform every person's life forever. That kind of money could put every FBG member into real opportunities. Real estate projects, music labels, tech companies, restaurants, construction businesses. All legal ways to earn serious income without risking their freedom or their life. With money like that, Future could have built an entire business network for his circle. But instead, everyone drifted apart. Future living in mansions, while some people around him were still making choices that ended in death or federal charges. It shows how dangerous the gap becomes when one person escapes the trenches but the rest never get the chance to shift their lifestyle. While Future was in Miami buying oceanfront mansions and enjoying the dream life, his own blood brother was hiding in an Airbnb filled with enough fentanyl to wipe out entire cities. That difference in lifestyles is shocking and shows just how far apart their worlds had become. But that's something people rarely talk about, the mental shift that hits when someone goes from nothing to millions. Sudden wealth can twist your thinking in ways you don't expect. Sometimes you want to distance yourself from the struggle because it reminds you of where you came from. Sometimes you believe giving out money alone is enough to fix problems. But money without a real plan, guidance, or structure just creates new issues dressed up like success. Loyalty is supposed to be the foundation in neighborhoods where everyone grows up together.